All right, time now for Great Day Food, and this week we've got a quick and simple pasta dish that's packed with flavor.
Yeah, Chef Plum is here to show us his Shiitake Leek pasta with garlic toast, and it's easy enough it can be a weeknight meal.
Absolutely, and this is like, it's a great like meatless Monday type thing if you want. If you want to add some chicken or something, you totally could, but
Okay.
I like to make this with no meat in it.
All right.
I think it's occasionally it's a good thing to do.
I think that's excellent.
I mean, you know,
So I've got Monday.
Yeah, for sure. So I got a little shiitake mushrooms here, some ricotta cheese, a little grated romano right here, which is just like a parmesan, but from the other side of the river. We have leeks. Let's talk about leeks for a second, okay?
All right.
Leeks are these wonderful large green alums. They're in the same family as a onion, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So I cut the ends off a little bit because they get a little dirty, but then I always split it down the middle 4 ways like this, right? So then when you can rinse it out easier and clean out all that grit that's going to be in there.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, they do get a little muddy in there, so rinse them out.
It goes out of the ground. So then I cut it like this, and we just, you know, if you want to cut that carrot, you can be really careful unless you don't feel confident.
Start from this end?
Yeah. Yeah, I cut it. We're going to get little pieces like this. There we go.
Like that? Is that a good size?
Yes. Yes.
Bigger, smaller?
Your hands are making me so nervous.
I don't know.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, perfect.
And try not to make noises like you told me.
That's right. No, you're going to think that all the time now, aren't you?
Oh boy, I'm a little nervous too, but let's keep going.
Okay, so the pan's getting nice and hot here. I'm going to add a little olive oil to our pan. And I like shiitake mushrooms for this one because shiitake mushrooms to me have a little extra flavor to them. They're thinner, they cook a little bit faster, and yeah, these come from the grocery store already sliced, which, I mean,
Makes it easy.
Jacques Pepin, one of my favorites of all time, used to always say, use the grocery store as your prep cook.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's genius.
That is genius.
That's genius, absolutely. So if you can buy the mushrooms already cut, and you're trying to make a quick, easy weeknight meal, do it. Don't feel bad
Shiitake
about
mushroom.
it.
All right, going in with a little
So we
olive
got a
oil.
little olive oil in there. Put those mushrooms in there. Let them get nice and toasted
Now
on both
your
sides.
fingers are making me nervous
Oh,
with the
no,
hot
I
pan.
don't even feel heat in my hands anymore. You know?
Yeah, they're just desensitized.
It doesn't even work. I can't even barely tell when I'm dialing a phone or trying to grab a door handle. I have no idea what's happening.
Okay.
So these guys are going to get nice and browned on both sides, okay?
Okay.
We want that to happen. That sizzle sound you're hearing, that sound,
Yep.
that's actually the moisture evaporating out of the mushrooms as they're cooking.
Interesting.
Okay.
Right? So it's important when you do this too to remember that you don't want too much in the pan because if it crowds the pan, they won't get that nice hard sear on the outside.
All right.
They won't get that nice browning on it.
Okay.
Though it kind of starts to just wilt. There's so much moisture in the pan.
Okay.
So let those hang for a second. I'm going to add a little pinch of salt to it, like this. So I've also cooked some pasta off. Now, the fun part about this dish is I like to use whole lasagna sheets for it. Look at this.
Okay.
Right? Instead of like you can use whatever you want, whatever you got in the pantry. You got a penne, you got a spaghetti, use that. But this is a whole lasagna sheet that I've cooked off.
But it's not going to be lasagna. You're just going to throw it in the pan.
You got it. So,
Okay.
we got
Like
our
a
mushrooms here.
deconstructed lasagna.
That's right. Well, I guess kind of. So you can see we've got our mushrooms. Look how it's in that
It's kind
brown
of like
color.
a stew.
Listen,
Scott thinks everything's a stew.
it's similar to a stew.
You're going to have to come on and make a stew.
It's kind of like meatloaf.
I'm gonna come make a stew, and he's gonna make. You know, it's a lot like a steak.
Exactly.
You can throw that in there too.
Do you want more?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
good. Throw them in there. I just really want to show like how you have to clean those. So let this get nice and happy in here. This is looking fantastic like this.
Very fancy. Leeks and shiitake.
Oh yeah, and listen, throw a little salt in there. Don't be afraid of a little salt. That's good for it. And
I also think leeks are a lot easier to cook with than onions. Easier to cut. You don't cry.
yeah, oh, that's for sure too. And you still get that nice onion flavor off of them. So we're gonna break these down so it starts to kind of wilt. You can see how the mushrooms are starting to turn nice and brown here. That's what we want.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and this is, like I said, a great meatless Monday meal. But what's fun about a dish like this is you can put whatever you want in here. You want to add some zucchini to it because you know we're all gonna have zucchini. You want to add some other vegetables to it. Easy to do, no right or wrong. But this is a really fun way to do it because I think the shiitake mushrooms and leeks are best friends.
Okay. They're best friends. All right.
Best friends.
Remember that. Shiitakes and the leeks are best friends.
That's
I
right.
didn't know that.
It's all right. It's like if they're all in a stew.
Okay.
So while this is finishing up here, Kara, can you cut a few slices of this bread for us right here?
Okay. Any
Just thin
particular way?
slices.
Like
yeah,
this
just
way?
thin slices, yeah. A couple thin slices, just 2 or 3. I'm gonna add a little olive oil here. Now, if you wanted to add some garlic powder or rub some garlic on there, that's plenty. You could do that as well, make it super garlicky if you want.
Okay.
I like a little good olive oil on it. So I'm gonna take these guys now, just get them in here and get them nice and toasted.
Just toast them right in a pan.
Yeah, a little olive oil on there.
Okay.
And kind of toast up. This is looking fantastic. Let's come in here and grab a little ricotta cheese, okay?
All right.
We love ricotta cheese.
Ricotta cheese. I can put a spoonful of ricotta cheese in this,
Okay.
like this.
So that's
Just
going to
like
make
that.
it like yummy and creamy.
Oh my gosh, the best.
And get your protein in there too.
And then we kind of get that nice little mix around in there. So then what I can do is add a pinch of this Romano cheese to it.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna start throwing in a couple sheets of our whole lasagna here.
Okay, so don't rip it, just put them all in
Oh
there.
yeah, just 1 or 2 in there, 3, there we go. Let that kind of start getting nice and happy together. Look at that. How fun does that look, right?
Yeah.
So now I'm gonna let this kind of off the high heat here. Let it come off the heat
Smells
for a minute.
incredible.
Let's flip over our breads. There we go, getting nice and
Ooh,
toasty.
look at how pretty they are.
It's good, right?
So gorgeous.
So here we go, watch this. This is the best part of this dish. So now, these have absorbed some of that beautiful ricotta cheese there. I'm gonna take 1 or 2 of them here on the plate.
Okay, this is why it looks fancy, because we're gonna chef it up here.
But this is simple stuff. This is just ricotta cheese.
I'm just the strength of the noodle. It's holding together. It's incredible.
If you knew how much I got that in my life.
Perfect for a stew.
If you can make the strongest stew out of this, look at
It's
this.
just a beautiful stew.
I can't even do it. So here we go. Let's see if I can pour this towards the camera so you can see. We'll take some of this mixture here right on top.
And it has a
Look at
pretty
that.
color.
Look at that. Right?
I feel like you could add like summer peas in there too.
Oh, of course you could.
The green is pretty.
So we got that, and then we'll take a little bit of our basil here.
Basil, right? Fresh basil. You might have that at home. Rub it.
Absolutely.
You always have to rub it.
Well, you could do that. You could do clap. Right?
Okay.
You can clap it, or you just take your fingers and just tear it like this, which is what I like to do.
All right.
Just a few tears of that basil on top
And
of
then
there.
it'll look really nice and yummy.
Look at that. A few leaves of basil on there. And then we'll give it one more sprinkle of our cheese.
Okay.
Are
Wow,
you kidding
you're
me?
fancy.
How easy is this for a delicious,
Oh my gosh.
super fun
Now, look how fancy you
summer
are.
pasta? Come on. Are we kidding? Look at this, right? It took no time at all. Amazing.
Thank
All
you,
right,
Chef.
there you
guys are
go.
the best.
Shiitakes and leeks, BFFs.
They're best friends.
BFFs. Who knew?